Hello and welcome once again to my channel. I am Chioma Nwosu. Thank you for stopping by. If you're stopping by for the first time, today we're going to be making a princess darts A-line dress with side pockets, and we're also going to be attaching lining to this dress. Okay, so if you're stopping by my channel for the first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when a new video is added, and like, share with others so they can learn as well. Okay, this tutorial promises to be very interesting, so stay tuned. I'll show you how to neatly attach lining to your dress and put everything together. Okay, so yeah, we're just going right into it. So this is actually the upper part of the dress. Okay, the dress is divided into two. So we have the upper part, which is the bodice, and we have the lower part. So here I've cut out from the shoulder to the waistline, which is 15 inches, but I've added 1 inch extra to make it 16. Okay, that's 1 inch for your seam allowance. All right. Okay, so the next thing I've done also is I've actually cut out the bust measurements. The bust measurements, whatever it is that you get, you divide it into 4. And this is because we have 4 layers. We have it on a fold, this is on a fold, and we have the back and the front all together here. So basically, whatever measurement you have, if you divide it by 4, you just add 4 extra inches. The 4 extra inches, 2 inches is going to be for the darts, and 2 inches is going to be for the seam allowance and then the zipper. You know, so we're just going to add 4 inches to it basically, and I figured out that this is going to, you know, you'll get everything you need in that 4 inches. Okay, so I am actually using the bust of 45, and when I divide it by 4, I get 11.25, and I've added 4 inches to it already. Okay, so we have the back and front. Like I said, I'm just going to take out the back and I'm going to work on the front. Okay, so we're going to work on the front right now. All right, so since we've already measured and cut out the piece, well, I'm going to start by measuring the shoulder. So whatever the shoulder measurement is, you divide by 2 because it's on a fold. So I'm using 8. Basically, that's the standard measurement if you've been on this channel for long. And then the neckline is 3 inches. So that's what I've just marked there. Now I'm going to come down by 1 inch, which is going to give us our shoulder slope. Okay, and then I'm just going to connect from the shoulder to the neckline, or from the neckline to the shoulder, still the same thing like I'm doing now. The next thing I'm going to do is to determine the armhole. If you've watched my previous video on how to achieve a princess dart, you will notice that there I talked about how you can achieve your armhole measurement for those that are new. Okay, so I'm going to be using 8.5 for this one, and I'm just going to mark it there. Okay, so the next measurement I would include here will be the bust point. So the bust point is from your shoulder up onto the apex of your bust, you know, so you're just going to mark it. inches from one side, which is from the side of my bodice. Okay, I prefer to do this sometimes. If you've watched my video, you'll notice that I actually always like, sometimes I like taking out 2 inches from the same side, you know. And I'm just going to connect from there to the bust point, and now I'm going to connect from the bust point to the armhole where we divided the armhole into 2. Okay, so I'm going to connect like so, and this is how it's going to be looking. So now we're going to come in by 1/2 inch on the armhole on both sides. Like so. Now we're going to connect that to the bust points. Divided by 4, you get 10. Remember, there are 2 inches. I removed 2 inches from the waistline to give us our dart. I'm going to add it there, which is going to give us 12, and then I'm going to add 2 inches also for seam allowance, which is going to give us about 14. So that's what I'm marking right there now. So the next thing is the bust, and the bust is actually 45. When you divide it by 4, you get 11.25, and we're just going to add 2 inches as well for the seam allowance. Now you see I still have extra, so the extra I have here is going to be for the zipper allowance at the back piece. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. So right now what I'm going to do is to measure the bust separation measurements. That's where our data is going to be. So I'm just going to fold in the zipper allowance so that we don't get any confused there. So we just put it inside like so, and then we'll go ahead to measure. Okay, so now I'm starting with the neckline, with the shoulder measurement. So impute whatever measurement you've used for the front at the back, which is 8 inches. And then we'll just do the same thing, go in by 1 inch for shoulder slope, and then 3 inches for the neckline. So we're going to just go ahead to connect from the shoulder to the neckline, and then the armhole line as well. So we have all that there. So I'm going to mark 1 inch on the angle there so that we can actually have a good curve for our armhole. For the back, we don't need to go in by 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. The back is actually a little bit wider than the front, and I've explained why this is in one of my previous tutorials. So now we're going to put the bust separation measurement. We use 4.5 inches, and we're going to just draw that line there. So this is going to also help us with our dart here. And yeah, we're going to take in 1/2 inch on both sides for the back dart. So for the front we took in a total of 2 inches, but here we're just going to take in 1 inch, and then we connect it like so. I'm going to end up connecting everything to the chest line, which is the line where we have our armhole. So yeah, we're going to put the bust measurement, which is actually divided by 4 will be 11.25, and then we'll add 2 inches extra to it. And also the waist measurement, which is 10 inches. Remember we took out 1 inch from the waist. That's what that. So we're going to add it, we'll make it 11, and then we add 2 inches allowance as well. So we're just going to go ahead to connect from the shoulder, sorry, from the bust to the waist. We're going to connect from the bust to the waist like I'm doing right now. And once you're done, the next thing to do is to cut it out. I'm just going to hold it with pins just to keep things in place. Out the back. So the back is just going to be slightly bigger because of the zipper allowance at the back. Okay, so yeah, I've cut out the front and the back right now, and I've placed the front on the back. So if you look very well, you'll see the back is slightly bigger. So I'm just going to fold in the zipper allowance so that I can properly measure everything. I'm just going to fold it in so that I don't get confused. So you can choose to do this, or you can just work on the front part and place it on the back and cut it out. But I choose to cut the back and front together, and that's the reason why I'm doing that. Okay, so now we're going to measure the waist. Measurements on the waist we're using for the tutorial is 40 inches, and dividing by 4 we got 10 inches. Now I'm going to add the 2 inches extra that we need. So if we're adding that, you can make it 3 inches. So now we're going to come down by 8 inches to determine where our hip measurement will be. So I'm just marking 8 inches. And then I've connected, the lines. I'm going to input our hip measurement, which is 53, and then divided by 4 give us 13.25. So I've added 2 inches extra for seam allowance, and I'm going to connect from the waist to the hip. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to connect from the hip to the hem. So you just get a straight ruler and connect that. So next thing, we're going to measure the full length to see if we have the length. So whatever length you have, you just measure it and then you cut it out. I've added 1 inch allowance for the hemming, so this is perfect. Okay, so when that is done, now I've cut out the sleeve. This sleeve is actually a balloon sleeve, so we're going to be pleating it like so, and we'll use elastic for the hem part of the sleeve for the sleeve opening, so I'll use elastic for that. If you don't know how to achieve this sleeve, I've actually done a video on how to achieve a balloon sleeve. I'm going to leave the link at the description box, or it's going to be showing somewhere on your screen. Please go check it out to find out how I achieved this particular sleeve. Okay, so next is the pockets. We're going to cut out the pockets. So I have the strip remaining from the sleeve I cut out, and for the pockets you're going to cut it out using your palm, okay, because you know you're going to make sure that you have enough space and enough room. So that's the measurement you need whenever you're cutting the pocket. So I'm just going to just place my palm on the fabric, and then I'm just going to go ahead to mark it like so. Okay, so it's so easy to do. You mark it and make sure your hand is coming in from one of the sides, and once you've gotten exactly the side you need, you just go ahead and cut it out. Make sure you have enough room for seam allowance as well. So remember, you can cut your pockets out in different ways. For the dress I'm making now, this works perfectly. Okay, so some people cut their pockets in a square shape and the other shape, but I prefer this because I don't like to have a pocket that is too bulky in my dress. Okay, so this is what I have here. I'm going to need for the other side as well, so I'm going to use this one to cut out the other one. Now I'm going to go ahead to cut out my lining. So I'm using the cotton lining for this. I'm just going to go ahead to cut it out. So I've placed the pieces on the lining, and I'll just go ahead and cut it out. Then for this, I've also placed the pieces on the lining, and I'm not turning my lining completely in. You see, the lining is slightly shorter than the actual skirts, because you don't want your lining to, you know, be same. You don't want it to be at the same length, except you're going to fold it in. Okay, so I've cut for both the front and the back. So next thing I'm going to go ahead to cut out is the interfacing. So I'm using the hair stay. So that's what I'm going to use. So I've cut out the hair stay, especially for the front and the back, and I'm going to iron this. So the iron, the heat from the iron is what activates the glue. If you don't have enough for this, make sure you add hairstay that's interfacing to the neckline of your dress. So if that's just all you have, to add to the neckline of the dress is very, very important to give it good structure. So after that, I've gone ahead to stitch, and this is what it's looking like. I joined the back, the center back, and then the princess dart. So we're going to start from down all the way upwards. It works better that way. Now if you've done this, the next thing you're going to do is to take it to the ironing table and iron your seams out, so it could be flat. It makes it look more professional and nice, so make sure you iron it. Okay, so this is what the back is looking like, and then the front I've actually gone ahead as well, so attaching to facing, and then I've gone to stitch. Like I said, make sure you always stitch from the waist all the way to the armhole area. It's better that way than the other way around. Okay, so this is what, look at the bust pocket. You can see how good it's looking. You know, you can see how good it's looking. I've actually done a video on how you can pad your princess dart with interfacing. I'll leave a link at the description box as well, so that you go check it out. But this is just a simple interfacing video. We're not padding anything here, and it's looking like that. So I'll go ahead to iron the seams as well. And for the lining, I've gone ahead to join it. So the lining is exactly the same thing. I've gone ahead to join it, but I did a top stitch, so I wouldn't need to iron the seam at the princess darts out. So I have all my pieces here. I'll just go ahead as well to join, to measure, and I'll go ahead to join all this together. So you just place them on each other, and whatever you have, you know, you go ahead to join the sides. You go ahead to join the sides. So I'll be joining only the sides, and shoulder I'll leave that out. I'll show you guys what you need to do to join the shoulder to come out looking nice. So I've gone ahead to join all the sides, and now you look at the way it's looking. I've joined the neckline as well. So the neckline, I joined it and I did a top stitch to keep it down. Sometimes if your neckline is not staying down, it's best to use hemming gum inside to keep your neckline staying down, because it doesn't look nice when your lining is sticking out from the neckline. So I'm going to join the front neckline and the back neckline, and it's looking really nice. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to join the shoulder. You can actually join the shoulder separately. I mean, you can join the lining, that's the shoulder, and join your main fabric, the shoulder, and then you connect the neckline. But I actually prefer to do it this way. So now I'm going to go ahead to join the shoulders. So to join the shoulders, you just open up the back shoulder, like where we have the lining and then the main fabric, so somewhere in the middle, and then you would insert the front inside the back. So somehow, like, you know how you do when you're making a sandwich. Okay, so the front is actually inside the back, in between the lining and then the main fabric. So I'm just going to use pins to hold that down so that when I'm stitching it doesn't move. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead to attach the pockets to the skirt part to the front. So you go ahead to input your waist measurement as well and your hip measurements, and then just mark that the way I've done with the chalk. So I hope you can see the marking there. Then you go ahead to insert your pockets. So for the pocket, you just come down by 1 inch. You don't start from the waistline. So I'm going to mark by 1 inch downwards, and then I'm just going to notch that so I know where I'm attaching the pocket from. So I'm going to notch that, and that's where the pocket will be. Probably if you're confused about how to attach the pocket, I'll probably do a detailed tutorial to show you guys how you can do that separately. Okay, so I've actually gone ahead to attach the lining, that's, you know, do all the marking and then connect the lining to the skirt lining, and then the fabric to the skirt fabric, and I've gone ahead to attach the zipper. So the next video you're going to see is how I attach the zipper. It's so lengthy, so I couldn't add it to this one. So I'm going to, the video will be, you know, the next video on the channel, and you know, so I actually did a recording to show you guys how you can attach your zipper to a dress, and it's looking so neat. So you can see how neatly this has come together. You know, the lining, there are no seams anyway outside, so it's looking really, really nice already like this. So now we have the balloon sleeve. I've gone ahead as well to attach elastic to the sleeve opening. You can see how it's looking. Whenever you're doing this, please measure your round arm and make sure it's not too tight before you go ahead to attach it, because it's so uncomfortable when it's too tight. Now I'm going to pleat, you know, just like this, and attach the sleeve, and then this is how our dress is looking. You know, it came out looking so nice. I wish I could have filmed when my mom actually wore this dress. She actually loved it so much. Okay, thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you do enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel for more interesting sewing tutorials and other stuff that I'll be posting, and I'll see you in my next video. Till then, bye.